It is 3:07 a.m. The city hums like a distant engine, a long steel breath beneath the window. A traffic light flicks from red to green across an empty intersection, as if it's practicing for morning. Inside the apartment, a rectangle of streetlight rests on the ceiling. A clock glows with soft white digits, and a phone lies face down on the nightstand, silent, heavier than it should be for something so small. He's awake. Not the kind of awake where you roll over and drift back into sleep, but the kind where your mind stands up, clears its throat, and says, "Let's review everything." He stares at the ceiling. The room feels like a quiet aquarium of shadows. Somewhere above him, a neighbor flushes. Pipes groan like old bones. The refrigerator hums, and he inhales slowly. The sheets have cooled into the shape of a question mark. He knows this terrain too well. The long corridor of night thoughts, the way the carpet of worry unfurls without permission. He turns the phone over, then back again, like a coin he refuses to spend. Outside, the city continues its low rhythm, unaware that one man inside its concrete maze has lost the battle with his own thoughts. The night has its own memory. It remembers for you. The day throws fastballs, but the night retrieves all the fouls you pretend you didn't hit. You think you're done, and then the mind brings a clipboard. Dates, names, unfinished conversations, receipts for feelings you never turned in. He sits up. The mattress sighs beneath him. The floor is cold. Good, he thinks. It makes the body honest. He walks to the kitchen. The refrigerator light spills out like a small sunrise that only knows one color. He drinks water, the glass clinking against his teeth. And for a moment, he feels briefly human and slightly embarrassed in an empty room. The countertop still holds the mail he meant to open. The envelope with his name printed in heavy black letters. An apartment brochure for a place with a rooftop pool he can't afford. A dentist reminder. His thumb traces the ridge of the envelope like a turn he didn't take. He opens the window just a crack. The city exhales into his palms, the smell of wet concrete, exhaust, and a bakery already awake 3 blocks away. It smells like morning practicing in secret. He whispers to no one, "Why can't I sleep?" The room answers only with a cough from the heater, and then silence, as if reluctant to tell him the truth. The mind loves a list, especially when the clock is unreasonable. If only I'd said it more gently. If only I'd stayed. If only I'd left sooner. If only I'd sent that email last week. If only I hadn't compared my life to people I don't even like. He scrolls, not online, but through memories. He picks one at random because the mind has a rigged lottery. A dinner last fall. An argument that started about logistics and ended about everything. Her hands tight even when empty. The way he said fine, as if it meant any of the other words he was too afraid to say. The drive home where he rehearsed better versions of himself into the steering wheel. The night is a private cinema that never runs out of budget for reshoots. He leans his head against the window frame. The glass is honest, cool, indifferent, exactly itself. He catches his reflection, and for a second, he sees a man framed by a city that doesn't know his name. Somewhere far away, an ambulance wails through the night, and he imagines someone else's emergency just to get a break from his own. "Okay," he murmurs to his restless mind. "Show me." Not every ache arrives wearing sirens. Most come quietly, holding a small box you forgot you asked for. A voicemail from his uncle. "Hey, buddy." That Midwestern warmth that made every question sound like a favor. He never called back. There's still time, he tells himself. But somehow, it already feels later than it should. A pair of running shoes sits by the door, keeping their shape better than he does. A text thread with his friend Marcus. Memes, plans, and then a silence neither of them explain. Life got loud. That's how most friendships end. Not with a betrayal, but with a notification you stop noticing. At 3 a.m., the mind does inventory. Who did you love and not tell the right way? What parts of yourself did you abandon to be liked by people you don't respect? Where did you trade rest for the applause of strangers? He cracks a smile at that last one, because it's too true not to laugh. He looks at the phone again, then flips it back over. He doesn't want the room polluted by other people's perfect, polished lives. He wants the softer noise of his own unedited thoughts. He sits at the small kitchen table. The chair is mostly sturdy but slightly wobbly, like most of what he buys on sale. He places the glass down and watches the water stop moving. The apartment holds its breath. Then, a memory arrives uninvited. Baseball bleachers. He's 9 years old. His dad in a cap with a logo from a bank he didn't work for. The way his dad clapped. Too loud for the size of the moment. Embarrassing then, priceless now. The smell of dirt and sunscreen, a ground ball that slipped under his glove. His dad's voice calling out, "Shake it off, kiddo." But he didn't shake it off. He carried it, the way kids do when the world suddenly feels too big. The night is where you realize the things you thought you forgot have simply found a quiet drawer. He smiles, the ache and the gratitude sitting side by side. He understands something now. His dad wasn't clapping for perfection. He was clapping so loudly that shame had to talk over him to be heard. His throat warms. He grabs a takeout menu and writes a note on the back. Call Dad this week. Ask about the bank cap. Don't wait for Father's Day to be sentimental. He sticks it to the fridge with a lemon-shaped magnet, a small, sunny commandment. Across the room, his laptop glows faintly, an invitation and a dare. He doesn't open it. He can already hear the inbox rehearsing a speech about urgency. He thinks of the project due Friday, the numbers that refuse to align, the way his boss says no pressure and always means the opposite. The mind confuses, not sleeping with solving. The body keeps asking for mercy. The phone keeps asking for attention. The world keeps asking for performance. He walks back to the window. A delivery truck exhales at the curb. A cyclist glides past in a reflective jacket. Somewhere, a woman laughs, real and round and tired. The sound drifts up into his apartment and settles like warmth in a cold place. He wonders how many other people are awake right now, performing their private matinees. He wishes them well, the way one runner nods to another in the pre-dawn dark. You are not the only light on, he thinks. He lies down on the rug because the floor feels trustworthy. He places one hand on his chest, one on his stomach, as if making a quiet promise. In, he says. Out. This time he gives the breath a job. Inhale, gather, exhale, release. He tries again. Inhale, collect what's true. Exhale, return what isn't. The rhythm finds him. The mind is loud, but the breath is patient. The mind arrives with a case. The breath arrives with a chair. He names what he's carrying on each inhale and sets it down on each exhale. Not forever. Tonight is about storage, not disposal. But it counts. The room seems to expand a little. Outside, a neon sign flickers, casting a soft pulse on the wall. He lets his heartbeat fall into the same rhythm. He's not fixed. He's not asleep. But he isn't drowning anymore. And that, he decides, is enough for now. He finds an old notebook, its pages freckled with coffee stains and abandoned plans. He opens it to a blank page that doesn't judge him. He begins with fragments. Nouns without homes, verbs looking for weather. I miss. I regret. I forgive. I want. I will. I won't. I am. I am not. I am more than I keep pretending I'm not. The grammar repairs itself as he writes. He writes a letter he'll never send, addressed to himself, but younger. He fills it with the truths he's learned the hard way. That silence rarely means safety. It usually means delay. That pleasing people is a polite way of abandoning yourself. That scrolling is a sugar that promises a meal and leaves you hungrier. That love grows when you feed it with attention, not when you starve it to prove a point. That your body is a place you live, not a project you manage. He pauses, then writes the line that scares him most. You've been trying to earn rest through performance. You don't have to audition for sleep. The pen hesitates, his hand steadies, and the sentence lands. The page doesn't clap. It does something better. It stays. The clock now reads 3:49 a.m. He scrolls through his contacts, names passing like old neighborhoods. He stops on Marcus. He doesn't call. It's too late. But he records a short message anyway. Hey man, it's late and I'm not sleeping and I thought of you. Miss you. Not for a reason, just for you. Coffee this week? I'll text later. No pressure. He feels silly, then grateful, then relieved. He sends it. Then he scrolls to his father's name. He doesn't call, just looks at it until the letters stop feeling like a task and start feeling like a person. He sets an alarm titled "Call Dad" for no reason and smiles at the small rebellion against a world that needs holidays to be warm. He pulls on a hoodie and steps into the hallway. It smells like detergent and neighborly compromise. The elevator is too slow, so he takes the stairs. A body likes to climb what a mind can't. The rooftop greets him like a quiet ship. The city stretches out below, a sleeping animal twitching in light. He leans against the railing. The wind edits his thoughts. A siren rolls over. There's a moment in the night when the world isn't asking you to be any version of yourself. If you're lucky or brave enough, you can just be. He looks up at the new moon, a thin silver coin, and flicks it back into the dark. He catches himself wishing and lets the wish finish. Make me someone who returns calls and holds boundaries. Someone who runs for how it feels, not how it looks. Someone who tells the truth before it curdles. Someone who sleeps because he feels safe, not because he's exhausted. The wish hums in his chest. He doesn't make a plan. He makes a deal. Small. He whispers to the skyline. But daily, back inside, he builds a morning he hasn't earned yet. On the counter, he places 3 objects like offerings: his running shoes, the notebook, the mug. Body, mind, warmth. He scribbles a note. 15 minutes, run, walk. 10 minutes, read, write. Call one person you love. He sticks it near the kettle. If he wants coffee, he'll have to look at himself first. He feels oddly proud of the man who'll wake up in a few hours and find this tiny kindness waiting. He turns off the kitchen light. The apartment becomes itself again, a familiar darkness filled with quieter ghosts. The worries haven't vanished, but they've agreed to wait their turn. He pauses in the doorway, as if talking to an old friend before hanging up. Listen, he whispers to himself. You're allowed to be a person who sometimes can't sleep. You don't have to earn being okay with that. You just have to keep choosing what helps. He lies down. The mattress remembers him. The pillow is less of an argument now, more of a witness. Outside, a bus sighs like it's learned something. The light on the ceiling fades to a softer gray. The night is still there, but it's begun negotiating with morning. Mercy, he thinks, is a practice. So is sleep. So is telling yourself the truth without making it a trial. He rehearses a new list, not of failures, but of the living. A dad who clapped too loud and meant it. A friend who might answer. A city that bakes bread before selling it. A body that forgives stares. A roof that's free and full of sky. A breath that stays even when you don't deserve it. A page that listens without judgment. Maybe rest isn't a prize for good behavior. Maybe it's a birthright you agree to receive in installments. He smiles at the ceiling as if sharing a private joke. He imagines the apartment as a landscape for letting go. By the door, he leaves comparison. It doesn't match the decor. By the desk, he drops urgency. The props and costume rack are closed. By the mirror, he sheds the version of himself that performs likability. The audience has gone home. He keeps only one thing: responsibility. Not the anxious kind, but the real kind that whispers, "You are not a passenger in your life." He sets it on the dresser like a compass, finally pointing somewhere he wants to go. What you put down at 3 a.m. isn't gone. It just agrees to meet you later, in daylight, when you're braver and the shadows are shorter. A yawn comes, not a guarantee, but a contract signed in softness. He lets it happen. His jaw opens, his eyes water, his shoulders ease. It occurs to him that he might actually fall asleep, but he doesn't chase the thought in case it runs away. He turns on his side, the good side, the one that never betrays his shoulder, and pulls the sheet to his chin like something sacred. He thinks without words, "Thank you." To the room, to the breath, to the roof, to the man who wrote him a letter, to whoever is baking bread right now, to the bus that sighed, to the city rehearsing morning. The clock reads 4:11 a.m. Somewhere, a bird considers singing and decides to wait. A thin line of blue creeps through the window. Not sunrise, just the rumor of it. The apartment is grayer now, a friendlier shade of dark. He feels sleep touch his forehead, like someone taking over the night shift. He remembers what he's learned. You don't have to solve your life tonight. You just have to stop making it harder to carry. He breathes in, gathers what's true. He breathes out, releases what isn't. Stillness comes, not forced, just invited. The phone stays face down. The city hums, and he lets go. Not dramatically, not forever, just enough. If you're awake at 3 a.m., you're not broken. You're just in a room where honesty is easier. Be gentle with the part of you that's loud. Be loyal to the part that's quiet. Make a small promise to morning and keep it. You don't have to earn rest. You only have to receive it. The kettle clicks on in the kitchen, habit dressed as hope. The city exhales. And finally, he sleeps.